The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views or ideas of the staff or management of KWSH or the 110 Broadcast Group.
Testing. Yes, we're on. We are on. All right. Good morning, SJ. This is Bo Whitekill with another edition of the Seminole Nation radio program. Today is June 29. Yay, 2 more days till payday. Let me hear you out there, Seminole Nation. You know who you are. Hey, great to be here. We got most honored guest here, Chief Chilcoat, come in to the booth with us. We got Dennis on the engineer board. We got some news, information, things that's happening. Just wanted to share with you. I was driving up here. I like the country living as I was driving up here on the back road. Got a calf out. Calf is out just down the road, Dennis. So you watch out. We got a calf. So if somebody driving to the station, watch out for that calf. It's out there rolling around. Somebody will pick it up. Good neighbors will pick it up, put it back in the pen. So I like that country living. I like that country life. You ever had any livestock, Chief?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I always am appreciative of the individuals who do take care of the livestock and provide that type of watching out and growing livestock.
Hopefully we'll get some bison one day. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, hopefully so at some point in time.
Get some bison.
I will tell you this, though. I think that I know that yesterday and today, you had to be very careful. I had some deer out there moving around.
Absolutely.
And I know about hit one yesterday. And today I know that Shima, she had an accident.
Oh, did she?
Hit a deer this morning coming into work. So you need to be careful out there.
Tell you what, just be very careful, mindful of all these little critters out there. So it is definitely time to be aware of it. Another time to be aware of it is allergy season. Me and Dennis was in here wheezing and sneezing. I think the only ones that are not wheezing and sneezing is Chief. Chief, what's that you take to get rid of all this? What is that called?
Well, I know that allergies has been a common factor for me in past, and I attribute that my recovery to that.
Your recovery.
Apple cider vinegar with a mother.
Apple cider vinegar.
I've been taking that religiously for about 6 years, and I used to have a touch of bronchitis, and it's helped tremendously for me in regards to fighting that off. Now, whether or not it helps somebody else, I don't know, but I know that I feel that that's a strong component to helping me.
So you're not saying you're the Dr. Fauci of the Seminole Nation?
No, definitely not. That's not my repertoire at all there.
All right.
So,
well, as like I said, we got Chief here. He's all the way from Woken. We'll talk to him a little bit about some of the things that's going on, and he's going to share some information with us coming from the tribal capital in Woka. So with that, we're going to, as we begin with all of our programs, we start with a moment of silence to honor and lift up our relatives that have walked on and the families that are continuing this journey on this life. So we're lifting up all those that are in need of healing and peace at this time. Mado. Got some events for you. This Friday, July 2nd, the Seminole Nation CHR program will have a Community Appreciation Day. The event will begin at 10 a.m. and end at 2 p.m. So this Friday at 10 a.m. The first 150 people will receive a to-go meal of hot dog, chips, dessert, and water. So come on out and get a bite to eat. Start the weekend with the crew at the Miccosukee Mission's Chafikni Wellness Center. For more information, contact Brooklyn Harris at 405-584-8092. Again, that's this Friday. Community Appreciation Day CHR program event will begin at 10, end at 2. Mixed Missions Traffic and Wellness Center. Also, Jason Tiger gave me a call earlier today. Sand Creek Eufaula will host a gospel singing at 7 p.m. this Saturday. Gospel singing at 7 p.m. this Saturday, the 3rd. MC will be David Little. Concession will be available, and singers are welcome to come out. For more information, you can contact Jason for the Sand Creek Eufaula Gospel Singing this Saturday at 7. You can contact him at 405-712-9050. Also, our Seminole Nation Adult Education offers free GED classes at the 630 North Main Street location, just south of Seminole's Pink Laundry. And again, this is by appointment only. Also, a computer lab is available if you want to come in and work on some of your homework items, things of that nature. You may contact Claire or Dee at 405-716-6041, 405-716-6041 to make that appointment. For more information and anything regarding higher education, adult education, I think the scholarship will be released next week. Claire will give me a copy of it, and then we'll post it, and more information on that soon. But it'll probably, I believe it's next week was when it's going to be released for the fall. So check our website at Seminole Nation of Oklahoma, and we'll definitely get that out there to you. It's about 11 days to the July 10th Seminole Nation election. General election absentee ballots have already been sent out. Dr. Stephanie Bills reports that absentee ballot requests exceeded the number in past elections. And the general election had 1,200 voters who turned out to cast their votes in 2017. Currently, there are 15,894 eligible voters and 18,636 tribal members. And this is according to tribal enrollment. Again, those places to vote are Saco Community Building, the Strother Community Building, Thomas Little Community Center, North Community Building at McKissick Mission, and in Oklahoma City, it'll be Crooked Oak Public Schools Administration Building, and in Shawnee, the Shawnee Middle School Building. Polls will be open from 7 to 7. And if you have any questions about the July 10th election, please call the election board at 405-652-0195. That's 405-652-0195, or email the election board at electionboard, one word, electionboard@sno-nsn.gov. During that time frame, I've been talking with Director Rachel Dinwiddie. The Seminole Nation Transit Service will be offering rides to the polls. Again, the mission of the Seminole Nation Public Transit is to provide a safe, reliable transportation to all citizens of Seminole Nation and Seminole County. We dedicate ourselves to serve with pleasant attitudes consistent with our stewardship of the nation's trust and resources, coming from their mission statement. And some quick facts about the public transit. It was founded in 2006 by the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma and open to the general public. It is funded by the Federal Transit Administration, and it averages about 220,000 miles per year with 5 drivers. That's 105 trips coast to coast. Added to that is the Seminole Nation Vehicle Maintenance Shop, which opened in 2018 to transit operations and also serves the general public. A lot going on. So Rachel said the Seminole Nation Public Transit will invite you to a ride to the polls for the Seminole Nation election during July 10th, and all rides are free, and participants who will receive a free T-shirt and goodie bag. Mask will be mandatory on the vehicle and will be supplied. And again, this is a transit ride to ride to the polls, and it's only available for Seminole County only. Reservation times are between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. on election day and will last for 1 full hour for your group. Okay, groups must be 6-person minimum and 10-person maximum, and will be transported to the nearest polling place of the pickup location. So if you're a group down there at Cazadores and want to go vote together, just give them a holler, and they'll transport you from Cazadores to the poll and then back to Cazadores. Wink, wink. Okay. Any groups larger than 10 may be accompanied by based on availability of transit resources. So reservations, please make a reservation to the transit office, or first come, first serve, and will be booked until July 8th. deadline for open reservations are 3 p.m. July 8th. So you've got some time to get your group together. Hey, we're going to roll to the pole. Again, the Seminole Nation Public Transit Office is 405-294-3674. Again, 405-294-3674. And Dennis, this is going to be the primary number from now on for the transit. 405-294-3674. The Seminole Nation Public Transit is not, and again I say is not, affiliated with any candidate nor their candidacy for the Seminole Nation election in 2021. Good stuff going on out there, Mado, Rachel. And I'll be seeing you this afternoon. We're actually going to be working with Transit to do a promotional PSA regarding this. So I'll be meeting with her just right after lunch, getting this taken care of. Mark's going to film it. Be looking for it. Also, some birthday shout-outs to Shakota Catfish Simpson. Shakota, if you're out there and you hear me, please contact me because I want to put you on the radio station with what you do. Shakota, Chief, is a noodler. Oh. And he posts his fish that he gets about the size of this desk. I tell you what, he's a good young man. That dude, yeah, he's. I want you to come on, Catfish Simpson. So if anybody out there knows Shakota, have him give me a call at 405-220-2539. 405-220-2539. So happy birthday, Catfish. Travis Hunter, happy birthday. Kim Tilley, Jeremiah Whitehorn, Wes Ralston, Sonia Burgess, Thomas Kuhn, Candace Lowry, Starla Harjo, Marie Punkla, Riley Motley, Ricky Davis, A.J. Foster, Andrew Hardrow, Mitchell Kilo, Dakota Factor, Shane Phillips, and Nakoma West. Everybody, happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, let's just roll into some of the good stuff. I got 3 quotes here that just stand out, and then it's going to kind of lead into your discussion here, Chief. Oh, real quick. Seminole Nation Princess application just came out. It's been posted. I'm giving a shout out to our Princess committee. So I'm holding it up right now. It's teal green, got a crown on it. So be looking for that. Princess application is going. Deadline is July 16th. 4:30 p.m. No exception. So I know they haven't posted at all 3 convenience store locations at the Tribal Complex entrance. And I'm trying to think where else. I think we might have put some down at Pink Laundry too. So just be looking for them. Princess applications, a good effort to be an ambassador if you're a young lady out there. All right, 3 quotes. We have to educate ourselves to know who we are. That's what I mean when I say teach the children. Quote from Eddie Banton Benign Ojibwe. Another one is, so don't be afraid. What we left behind, leave it back there. Try to do some good. Let's try to take a step. Try to think something good. It's from Wallace Blackout, Lakota. And then finally, think like a nation, not a reservation. Chief Chilcoat, where are we at? What's going on?
We have a lot going on. I mean, we have the elections coming up July 10th. I know that you had talked about, I brought that up earlier, and I want to encourage, I talked a little bit about this, touched base on it a little bit at the forum, but to encourage people to come out and vote. It's very important. At any time that we have an election or we have that opportunity to express our thoughts that way, let's get out and let's get out and vote and come out to the elections and do that. It's our right to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. And so the election's coming up. That's a big thing. It's a big time right now. I think there's a lot of hope for the nation, and there's a lot of things that are moving in a productive way, and so I feel that there's a lot of work. There's a lot of tribal members within the nation that are putting forth a good effort for the nation. Mm-hmm. It's not all about one. Mm-hmm. It's about the many. Mm-hmm. It's a team effort, and that's a lot of stuff that's going on. We're still in this McGirt timeline. With all that stuff going on with COVID, I mean, we have so many different things that are all going on all at the same time. Mm-hmm. And to be, at the end of the day, we want to be positive and look at how we can strengthen the nation moving forward. as tribal members, as employees, as officials, it's our responsibility to truly look at the efforts that can move this nation forward in a positive way, not a negative way, but a positive way, because we have enough negative out there. We have to find a way to dig down and to be able to put forth a positive effort to move this nation forward. And we have been given an opportunity to do that. So,
one of the big things is the American Rescue Plan. Okay, it's coming out. We know that the Seminole Nation's receiving a large amount, and we'll 12 months down the line receive another amount. What are some misconceptions regarding the court of public opinion that's out there on what the Seminole Nation is doing? What can you tell us about regarding American Rescue Plan Act?
Well, I think that one of the misconceptions about us is that we want to be transparent. We want to be transparent about it. Let's go with the CARES Act. The CARES Act came down during the COVID timeline, which was an unusual circumstance all the way around for everybody, and trying to work through that, in which we were able to work through that collectively from inside, and to be able to get programs established and developed. Was everything perfect in how it all functions? No, it's a very difficult task to ask, and we worked very diligently to be able to put forth a framework that would enable different programs to be looked at, to be participate in. And we felt that we were able to get a number of those together on the CARES funding. We spent about just an idea on that. There was about 85% or better went to the community to help for infrastructure for our families, for family assistance. So I know that approximately 85% of that went directly to that. Now the other part went to different areas, some to small businesses, and then to the infrastructure to help aid against the COVID vaccine, or the
pandemic.
The pandemic. And so this ARPA funding, the American Rescue Plan Act, yes, we have received funding. We have received the first round of funding. That is $88 million that we had received. Now, we haven't received the second round of income that is coming in, but there is another round that's coming to us based off of the employees that are inside of the nation. And so we'll be receiving a second round, I want to say, at the end of July is when that round is supposed to be coming in. So we know that we have the money. We know what we're waiting to see what the other amount's going to be. Also in that, we are also sitting down looking at avenues in which to be able to put programs together. I tell you, I can tell you this much: this administration is in favor of trying to help provide income to help provide for family assistance. I know that's what we're looking at doing, just like we did with the COVID money, the COVID relief, the CARES funding. We did that with that. This set of monies will be looked at the exact same way to be able to try to do that. But we have rules and regulations that we have to follow, and we have to look at carefully, because it's coming directly from the federal government, and we want to be very careful about how we lay out these programs and lay out the justifications for them. And so I know that we are in favor of family assistance. We know it's a need out there all across the board. Also, I know that some of the language that we have looked at initially is that we're in favor of looking to plan for our infrastructure to help establish and strengthen the Seminole Nation, to help develop a foundation to provide for our tribal members to help strengthen those platforms. We need to look at how we can do that as well, because we need to be productive in how we utilize this funding to maximize on both sides, to look at our tribal members' needs. We want to do that. And then to also look at the nation's needs and being able to protect that long term. And so that's some goals of ours that we're trying to address.
I remember during one of the band chiefs discussions that was brought out that it was kind of put out through from the band chief to the band chiefs to kind of talk to your people, find out a little bit about survey them, kind of get an idea of what was going on. Infrastructure was one that was common throughout all the band chiefs discussion and what they brought out.
Yes, yeah. We've had, in regards to knowing that this funding was going to be coming our way, we initiated communication with our band chiefs. Band chiefs are the elected, they're elected by their people to be their chiefs of their bands. And so we wanted to engage with them and get their input on what they felt. They would talk to their bands, to their people, and then they can bring that information back to us to be able to look at what are some of the things that are important for us to look at, and to be able to lay down a plan and to be able to come up with how we can utilize this to help benefit the Seminole Nation and their people. And so we've been in many meetings with them to this particular point, and I look forward to many other discussions with them as we move forward with how we're going to lay that out.
What are you actually looking for the communication piece, as far as like getting responses from the band chiefs, from their people? Do you see any? Let me just kind of backtrack a little bit. The availability of being able to talk to the outreach, the band chiefs to the outreach. How has that communication been going to those that are out there outside our nation's boundaries?
I don't know that it's been outside of our boundaries. I don't know that it's been it's really accessible, like that, because the band chiefs, they're the chiefs of their bands, and we need to have more involvement from the outside, so to speak, outside of our boundaries. If people want to be engaged, please, we ask you to step up and get involved in your bands. To get involved, the more people we have inside those bands making those decisions, those are the decisions that are being made for the nation, because we know through the people the decisions are made. And that's the way it should be, no question about it. And so as the band chiefs bring that information to you, to discuss and talk about, if there's not enough information getting to you, get to your bands, get to your band meetings, reach out to your band chiefs, reach out to your council reps, reach out to both of them, because they're both instrumental as well, because the general council are representatives of your vote, of what you want to have cast. The band chiefs, you elected them as your band chief with the respect. Right. To that information.
With that, a petition's been going around circulating for a special call general council meeting. You want to talk a little bit about that? What are some of the situations with that? Kind of clear it up.
Yes. There has been some information that I don't, I haven't received it or anything like that, but I do know that it's been circulated out, a petition for a general council meeting. And there is one thing. I mean, we have this election coming up on July 10th, and we know how important that is for the nation as we move forward moving into the election. And the way that I feel about this is that the timing of this is very it implies a lot of different things that are that challenge many different platforms. One, it implies too many different things right now with this election coming up. So we need to be very careful on how we approach that or look at that, because I don't want there to be any misconception that, there's a possibility of, we're looking to, give this money out for whatever reason. That's not what I want this to be about. One of the things that I want to share with you, and just for clarification's sake, the petition and I want to share this with y'all that are out there listening, because it's important that you understand transparency in regards to this language. On the petition, it reads at the end, it says, "To this end, it is proposed that the General Council be called to meet no later than 10 days after receipt of this petition." What I want to be transparent with you guys about and let y'all understand is that in our Constitution, in Article 6, it states, "The chief shall be required to call such a meeting within 10 days upon receipt of a request in the form of a petition signed by at least 15 members of the General Council." Let me reiterate that again. On the petition that was given, this is the language that's on there. It is proposed that the General Council be called to meet no later than 10 days after receipt of the petition. And going back to Article 6 again, the chief shall be required to call such a meeting within 10 days upon receipt of a request. And so I wanted to share the two differences in the languages, one coming from Article 6 that I just repeated, that the chief shall be required to call such a meeting within 10 days. So if I was to receive the petition that we see circulating, and I was to get that petition today, that I could call the meeting on the very 10th day at any time in the future, because of the way the Constitution reads. I want to be very transparent about that in the petition. And also too here, with the election coming up and the challenges with that, these individuals that are in this, I think it's only fair that that there's no question about why this meeting or the potential of this meeting is being called before the election. Right. We want it to be fair, square, so to speak, and there want to be any implications of whatever could be laid out there for the main audience of that.
Because that's the one thing, especially going into any elections, that you see a series of maneuverings, a series of different posturings, and it shouldn't be it should be fair. All elections should be fair. I mean, we had the from the federal side of the House this last election, and even they're still trying to in Arizona sort out some votes. After a certain group called foul and said we need to recount these votes, and even the election officials that are in charge of it with the state, they're saying it was fair, everything's good. So that's the one thing. My understanding in hearing you is that we're just trying to. It's not anything. There's no there. It's just more or less. We'll have time to sit down and discuss it, because what's the hurry in making these decisions?
There's not. We've been, like I stated, we've had several meetings with our band chiefs to bring it to. I mean, we want to be transparent. We want to be able to work, but we want to work with the leadership. They're the band chiefs of their bands, with respect to their positions and the title that they hold within their band. It is necessary that we touch base with them and we talk with them and we resolve. We work together to be able to come to this information and discuss it. It's about discussing what these matters are so it can get brought back to the bands and to the people of the bands. That's the ultimate decision. That's the ultimate reason for it.
And if what say you to the implication of someone that says this is unconstitutional? What would your reply be?
No, it's not unconstitutional in regards to it, because I just the band chiefs have been elected by their bands to be in that respected position, that respected role, and they represent them in that. Nothing is unconstitutional about us following the format that's been laid out for us and how to coordinate this information to the bands. That's why they've been elected by their bands, to represent them.
And just again, if we went outside the boundaries and didn't go that format, it seems like then what purpose would the band chiefs have?
That's Right. No, there wouldn't be. I mean, there wouldn't be like that. I agree. It would be challenging. It would be challenging at best. They represent. I go again. It's very key to me. It's very important. I mean, it's a very important role that they have. It's just like respecting that role and understanding them and understanding the people and what role that they play within the Seminole Nation, because they play a huge part. So does the General Counsel on delivering that information that is discussed. This information, this petition that comes out, or that is out there floating around, challenges the implications of that system. It really does. It challenges that, because if you have a General Counsel meeting called like within the next 2 or 3 days, it takes out the discussion of the bans. And bottom line is, I want this information brought back to the people through their band chiefs so that can be discussed. Because the band chiefs, in my thoughts, are an important role inside your band, or you wouldn't have them there. But if a meeting is handled in the next, let's say before the election, you wouldn't have a chance to have it to the people really on something of this magnitude. And there needs to be some time with this amount of money to be able to get that information out and to understand what is really needed out there. Because no decision is going to be made really quick with this. Because all of it is imperative on assisting our tribal members. We understand this. And this money is with us until 2024. So how can we best work to initiate a family assistance? We want to do that, and we want to get that out there. And then we also, within the parameters of the guidelines that we've been given, we can work to get that done. Formulate a plan on how we can best get that out there to the people, because the logistics of this is a nightmare. People think that it's easy to be able to turn this over, turnkey. It is not. I mean, because you're dealing with so many different things, and we're trying to be on top of all of it to help provide the assistance necessary for our tribal members. All right. So, and then also looking at different programs, again, to be able to help our different families, from elders to children to all in between, on how we can provide assistance. We also want to look at, another one we want to look at is broadband. How can we open up the communication lines for our people through our nation? How can we can look to do that? That's one of the important avenues. Infrastructure out at the mission, water, all those fundamentals are fundamentals like that to help strength in moving the nation forward into the future. Because we need to keep that in mind as well. It's important of how we look out for our tribal members, but we also look at how we can move the Seminole Nation forward to help better assist our tribal members in the future. That's it in a nutshell.
Sounds like making decisions to try to avoid going to jail.
Oh,
it's pretty easy. I mean, to make those decisions, I would think.
It's our responsibility, our fiduciary responsibility, to be able to justify what we're doing with what has been given. It is not just something that we can just take from the shelf and say, oh, here you go, and take it. It's not. It has to be justified, and we have to be very careful how we look at these rules and regulations that are given, these guidelines that are given by the federal government. Because unfortunately, as we all know, those things change all the time. And so if you do one move, then, other moves have to be made. It's just like with the CARES funding. When this was initially given out, there was different tribes went right off the bat and started doing something. Well, that wasn't the exact way to do that. When they did that, I can guarantee it, that leaves them vulnerable, and you don't want to be there.
Right.
Not at the end of the day when somebody can come down and do an audit on you and you don't have the documentation to back it up. And it's very serious, and we'll take it very serious as well on all accords.
Absolutely.
All from the tribal members to the nation to how we are perceived through the federal government on how we're doing what we need to do.
What is a takeaway from all this that's come to the nation? What is a takeaway for all the responsibilities of this American Rescue Plan Act? What comes the first thing that comes to your mind as far as taking care of it?
Accountability. We have been given a responsibility with 88 million plus whatever that second round is, and we have to be held accountable, or we need to be holding ourselves accountable, and in being transparent. Knowing what we need to do with that money, because not only we are responsible to them, we are responsible to show ourselves accountable to them, and that's one of the things that's concern. I mean, it's all of it's concerning.
One of the key points in all this is timing. The timing of all this happening. The timing. We're kind of like in the perfect storm of any type of controversy with all this going on. What say you, kind of wrapping this up, what say you to those that are out there that would view this, hear this going on, your parents here today, and say it's an election plug? What would you say to that?
That it's absolutely not an election plug at all, in regards to, somebody saying that, because at the onset of my election, the first time, I ran on transparency and accountability. And this information needed to be out there because I wanted to be transparent to understand what's going on and what could possibly be said. I wanted you to have the knowledge of what Article 6 has to say. No political plug, no plug in here at all. This is a serious matter, and it needed to be discussed because things are being floating out there and saying this, that, and the other. To the contrary, I am about dispersing for family assistance to our tribal members to help assist them with their needs. No question. We've already proven that. Proof's in the pudding because we've already done that through the CARES funding. There will be another round like that for them. So this is nothing new. This is just a timeline issue that has been brought forth. And I wanted to be no political plug in here. I want to be square with what's going on.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts? You got the floor, Chief.
No, all I can tell you is that in regards to this timeline with the election, again, I'm going to make the comment about coming out and understanding how important this is, to also engage with your band chiefs, with your bands. If you are interested, as we move forward and as we continue to look forward for the nation and not to look back, and we continue to look forward, to inspire and empower, again, our people for success. How do we individually, not as a whole, but as individually, how do we fight to inspire and empower our people for success? It's a team effort, and it takes all of us on board to look at how we can physically and mentally support moving this nation forward. There's enough negative all around us. Let's look for that hope and the positive of what we're trying to accomplish, because we're trying to accomplish many things. So I just hope that you guys understand and see that, and look at how important it is to vote July 10th. So come out and vote. Hope to see you out there. And again, thank you, Bo, for the time. Thank you, Dennis, as well.
All right. With that, we're going to have the ending of another edition of the Seminole Nation Radio program. Be kind to one another. Be mindful, respectful of one another. Hug your dog. Love your children. All that. Watch out for ticks. And again, I've always posed this question to you. What does sovereignty mean to you? What does sovereignty mean to you? All right. Think like a nation, not a reservation. Hadam Chi Chalis, Bo White Killer. See you next week.